Hey, Thirsty.
Is it
Yes,
wrong?
sir.
I texted your girlfriend. I haven't got a reply back yet.
Ooh.
Whoa, what is this?
Alright, guys. For those of you that are new to the guild, welcome. I think I said that earlier to a few of you, but just in case a few more have come in. There is a meeting today at 2 o'clock, and that's what we're here for. Does anybody have any questions before we start?
Something
Will there-
completely unrelated, if you don't mind.
Will there be punch and pie?
It's 2:02. Did I miss the meeting?
You missed everything. Meeting's over.
Alright, just a quick introduction. My name is David. I have been the GM of Shadowhunters for a little over 10 years. I am stepping down this week and handing it over to Korungar, who has been with the guild for 9 years. And that's pretty much where we're going to head in this direction. For those of you who don't know, we have 3 guilds. We have Shadowhunters, which is over on Storm Rage, which is our largest guild. We also have our original guild, which is Shadowhunters over on Undermine, which is basically a cross realm with Anvilmar. And then we also have our Horde Guild, which started out in 2007, which is 8 years old. And Korungar will also be taking over that guild. And for those of you who know, we have the Horde in here with us also today. So we have Horde and Alliance in the same room, which is very unusual because everybody have their own mumble. So, but basically what's happening is I'm having to step down due to basically physical elements, and I really can't be at the computer anymore. It's just gotten to be too much on me. Pain threshold and so forth, and I'm just not able to do it anymore. So Core has graciously agreed to take over the guild. We discussed this a few weeks ago, and I told him I'd let him know of what my decision was, and unfortunately I just can't be the GM of this guild. As much as I love it, I started it, I've babied it all these years, and she has been my baby. And you guys have been my friends. A lot of you I consider family. I've enjoyed the time I've spent with you, and I will occasionally try to come on Mumble. Getting in the game is going to be really hard for me physically. I logged on the other day and handed everything over to Core. Just basically, I wish you all the most of luck. I'll still be coming in as a guild advisor. I'm still a phone call away, but physically able to get on the game, it's not going to happen. My ability to do it is just gone. I have been fighting for months to basically, get the pain under control, and it's just not going to happen. Core, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Core. If you don't know me, for all those who do know me, I'm Casey. I am the second best hunter ever, and I'm here to hopefully take the reins and keep the guilds going in the same direction Dave is pushing them.
For those of you who don't know, Core basically is one of the progenitors of the guild. He's helped do a lot of the guild rules. A lot of the rules that we laid down basically to keep the guild stable and steady, those will not be changing. Core is going to do everything he can to keep everything exactly the same. He knows a lot of the decisions I would normally make. Thirsty, also one of our co-GMs, is really good at keeping things stable. So give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Let's see. So who do we have? We have Thirsty One, which is a co-GM. We have Bit, who is his counterpart on the Horde side. We have Granny, who is our Horde side banker. We have Bexley, which is our Undermine banker. We have, I'm sorry, Recruiter. Muffin is our banker over on the Undermine server. And we have, unfortunately, I don't see Harley in here. I see Clara, which is her husband. Harley is our banker over on the Alliance Heim Storm Rage. Everybody's aware of the position. Everybody's aware of the rules. And, you know, basically, just so you guys know, just because I'm stepping down, those rules will not be changing. The guild will not go through a metamorphosis. It's going to stay exactly as it is. If there's any questions, I'm a phone call away. Core, Shaq, both are very close friends of mine, who I talk to often. You know, like I said, if you guys want to know anything, just please get in touch with them. Does anybody have any questions so far? Please just tap your mic so we can see the red. Go ahead, Thrive.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Okay. Anybody else? Tad?
Are you okay?
That remains to be seen. We'll see. I'm not going to get into it any further than that until I find out more later on. So, which I'll let you guys know when something comes up. Is physically being able to get in the game right now, Tad? No. I just physically can't do it anymore. I mean, I'm done. It's not the game. It's not this, that, and the other. It's literally me. And, love you too, Tina. You know that. Core, you're fine. Say whatever you need to, bud.
There's a lot to say, Dave. Of course, it's hard to say at this house, but there's a lot to say. Just, you gotta stay in touch with me. You cannot not call me.
That's not going to change. Don't worry about it. Like I said, I mean, I just can't be here with you guys. Like I said, for you guys who are worried about me being, it's not a financial thing. As a matter of fact, I could probably pay half your WoW accounts. It's not a band thing. If you notice, I'm still able to get in the game. You know, I was able to transfer things. It's not anything you're thinking. It just basically is. It's a physical thing for me. I have finally gotten to that point where I can't. But I think what I've created in the last 10 years is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this guild is absolutely awesome. I mean, if you've spent any time in this guild with any of the people in here, you realize it's not an echelon thing. It's not all about the officers. It's not all about, you know, the upper echelon. It's about, you know, the members as a whole. And, you know, that's the great thing about this guild. I mean, we made it compartmentalized so there could be certain cliques throughout the guild. So it's not just focused on either the GM or the upper echelon. It's basically a focus of a guild. And it took us years to really fine-tune this guild to the way it is now. And it's basically, it's a home to many, and it's a safe haven for, you know, to plenty of the others that are out there that that just want a guild to play in. I mean, they're not forced to raid. They're not forced to deal with this, that, and the other. They just basically come in and they enjoy the guild, whether it just be the banking part of it, the raiding part of it, or just a place to level and just enjoy company. Core, Thirsty, and many of the other officers, Tina, you know, keep in mind, guys, Granny came with me from Undermine too. I mean, Saint, I don't see him in here, but Saint and Era, you know, many of the others that, you know, came from our, you know, previous server, you know, Shaq, you know, a lot of people know her as Empress rank. I mean, she's, you know, one of our strong members. She, I guarantee you, will allow nothing to happen to this guild. You know, this has, you know, been her home for the longest time, and I don't know what else to say to you guys. I mean, basically, things aren't going to change. You have some of the best people in charge, and as far as I know, the guild's just going to continue on like it has, with or without me.
And Dave, as for the horde side, you know my feelings. So I will, you know, be. I'll do my best to make you proud.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Thrive Girl, which is Tanya over on the Horde side, is recently made co-GM under Core. So, like I said, you know, she reports to Core. Her and Bit share a rank, and we also moved Tina back up into the upper ranks where she belongs as far as a co-GM position. So. As the guild stands, we usually have a certain ranking system. Empress rank doesn't change. Empress rank stays with one person, whoever that person may be. Right now, that's basically Viper over on the Horde side, and on the Alliance side, that is Shaq. Above that would be the co-GM positions. And that's usually only 3 co-GMs. It's one thing we decided on a long time ago. Anything more than that usually causes chaos for some reason. I have no idea why, but it does. And then you have your GM. Below Empress rank, usually we try to keep the senior officers and recruiters within that ranking, and then of course we all drop below there. And the ranks are set up in a certain way. Officers, basically, if you don't do the job, over the years we've demoted you. You either do the job or you don't. And if you don't do it, then you don't have the rank. If you do it, then you have the rank. It's not an honorary position. At least it hasn't been throughout my reign. I expect everybody to be a functioning part of the guild and to help where they can. If they're not helping, then you're not. Okay, then you'll be moved back down to a member and you can function from there. But, you know, so those are the people that are above you. I guarantee you they're taking care of the rest of you, and they're in their own way, whatever the position may be. Usually officers have a lot to do with helping the banker or helping with the raid groups or whatever, and, you know, in any way that they can, but mostly their focus is on, you know, just watching what's going on in the guild, making sure the rules are being followed. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Co-GMs. Granny said something which is good. Thank you, Tina. Thrive has said something. Bit, do you want to add anything as a raid boss?
No, not much. Just we'll keep building and building and making it better. That's all we can really do.
All right, Thirsty, anything?
You might be getting more rum.
Might be getting a lot of rum. Well, then we'll skip on. How about you, Shaq?
Just stepped away. She said she'll be back in 10 minutes.
There you go. Yep, see it down there. Okay, well, then we'll leave it to the raid officers and officers. Anybody else want to say anything, or because we're going to be calling this to quits here pretty quick. Go ahead, Dirty.
This is just me, Dave. You might be leaving as GM. Of course, taking over, but you're still GM.
I know, Dirty. Big hugs to you, too. But I tell you what, my little brother, Cora, will do you guys well. Trust me. He means a lot to me, so I'm not leaving the game. You know that. But I guarantee you, Keith will take care of this hold. And I guarantee you the rest of you guys, like I said, I mean, there's a family environment here. It's not just raiding, so it's one of the best things this guild has to offer is a family type environment. So I can't see anything happening to the guild. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the meeting, Cindy.
David. How you feeling?
Rough, real rough. I came in last night. I couldn't even sit in the chair. Basically, I just took my medicine and went to bed.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little late.
Well, we were just wrapping it up, I think, but there's a little conversation going on.
Hey, Cuddles, what's up, bud?
Not much. Hi. Almost forgot about this, even though I'm the one that set up the calendar event.
See how you are? Well, I'll tell you what, most of the people in here I recognize. Does anybody in here not know how the guild runs? Or do you have any questions while you're in here? I mean, you're in a room full of officers, you're in a room full of, co-GMs, raid leads. I mean, if you have a question, now's the time to ask.
How do you get promoted and stuff? Because I'm newer to the guild.
Yes.
Well, from my perspective, like I said, it's basically you start doing the job, whatever it may be. What the hell? Hold on.
Someone got trolled.
Was it a trumpet? Saxophone.
What amazes me while he's away is the fact that all these people in this one vent today. I mean, we've been separated by 2-3 mumbles for almost a month now, and to see everybody in one mumble is just, it's freaking phenomenal. And I kind of like it.
I do miss this, Crown, but I miss this.
All right, I'm
I
back,
have a
guys.
question. Are other people allowed to get on the other mumbles to socialize and get to know people?
Absolutely. I don't see why not. I mean, it's not one of those things where the guilds are completely isolated. I mean, if you want to go get on another mumble, go right ahead. Just ask.
Okay.
Really good guilds. They're all associated. Keep in mind, when I started Shadowhunters, I started it on Dalaran back in 2005. For those of you who would like to see some of the history of the guild, check out, I'll give you 5 minutes. Go ahead and pull up your search engine, pull up your Internet Explorer, pull up your search engine, whether it be Bing, Google, or whatever, and type in Shadowhunters, just like it is, Shadowhunters, and then type in Undermine, which is the server that we basically based off of. And when it comes up, it'll be one of the first, or one of the 2, 3. When it first pops up on the search engine, choose WoW Wiki. Server Undermine Shadowhunters, and that will give you, it's a very short read. It'll give you a quick history. In fact, they've already changed the lineage to core. I've already made the phone call. So go ahead and check it out real quick, and we'll answer any questions from there. As far as getting rank in the guild, basically you have to bring it to the GM. A GM will discuss with you what's going on. If it has to do with raiding, an aspect of raiding, whether it be PvP or raiding, unfortunately, that's just going to have to fall under Thirsty. I mean, we really don't have anybody set up on the Alliance side for PvP. On the Horde side, I believe we do, but on the Horde side, we do not. I mean, on the Alliance side, we do not. On the Horde side, we do. So any PvP on the Alliance side was going to have to go through Thirsty, and I don't think he's a big fan of it anyway, but I'm sure he can figure something out. As far as raiding goes, everything to do with raiding goes through the raid bosses, and you have 2. You have one on the Horde side, which is Bit, and you have one on the Alliance side, which is Thirsty, and they handle everything to do with basically the raiding. If you want to know how the raids are set up, you go through them. They'll tell you how everything breaks down, and they're there basically to keep the raiding on par, but to also just lend a helping hand here and there where they can, and make sure nothing gets out of hand as far as raiding goes. I'm not going to go into the full details of that. I mean, if I went into the full details of every single compartmentalized rank, we'd be here all day. There's a lot to this guild. Years and years of planning, but like I said, the guild was started in 2005. It's been around for over 10 years. I have done my best with it. Dedigan, on the other hand, was actually started by my wife, for those of you who don't know. My wife was a real big hoardy when we were over on Undermine, and we were with a guild called Doctors of Death years and years and years ago, and
So the next rank above raid team would be
Officer.
actually raid leader, I think, wasn't it?
I think we still have the officer rank, but there's not many with it anymore.
Well, like I said, I mean, we're pretty particular about who we make officers. I mean, it's one of those things where really with an officer, you need to be on a little more often than not, so that way you can keep an eye on basically guild chat. Usually what we used to use the officers for was basically helping with the farming, so that way we keep the repairs up, along with the cash flow. We don't have cash flow anymore, so the raid leaders are basically, anything they get from a raid, usually they'll throw in the bank, and Harley or somebody will pick that up. They'll try to auction it off. Shadowhunters is coming up. I guarantee you by next month we should be at 1 mil in the bank. Okay, and it's going to stay that way. Any gold that goes into the bank is used for raiding and repairs. On the horde side, I think we're coming up. If I'm watching Granny do it the way she's been doing it, we're probably looking at February, March before we hit the 1 million mark over there. But once they hit the 1 million mark, they'll just keep it capped there. But I mean, they still need the guild's resources to keep it at that level, because you don't know what's going to happen in the next expansion. We may need all that gold depending on the situation to buy new mats and go through it. I mean, they may go through 800,000 gold to try to get everything back up to where the rating doesn't get missed, skipped a beat. They may have to buy the mats, they may have to buy gear or whatever it takes to keep that rating up there. I mean, we're facilitating anywhere from 6 to 5 raid teams at a time, depending on the month.
So if I threw something in the tab, they're gonna to donate towards repairs and stuff, they would sell it for me, so I don't have to do that. I could just throw it in there.
More than likely. Like I said, whatever goes in the bank basically gets processed. And for those of you, if you throw it in the bank, I don't care if it's gold, I don't care what it is. It belongs to the banker immediately. It doesn't, if you say, well, I gave 100,000 gold, I want to be an officer. You know what? You're screwed. It's not how you become an officer. But how you become an officer is your works, your deeds, your professionalism, getting on Mumble, basically, talking with the GM, which is core, and basically showing what you can do for the guild, and showing maturity. There's a lot more than just becoming an officer in the guild. I mean, you're basically being judged on your merits the whole time because you're representing the whole guild.
Unless you're Bonnie.
A lot of people don't understand that things you put in the guild bank are donations. And I know when I was a guild master before, people would come back and say, oh, I put this in the guild bank and now I'm out of money. Can I get some back? And I'm just like, dude, seriously? Okay, here you go. And I'd give them some of my personal money because I wasn't taking anything out of the guild bank. But, people will do that.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, as a GM, the gold doesn't belong to you. To believe, a lot of people say, well, you're a GM, you can have all the gold. I'm like, yeah, technically I could pull it all out, have a ball with it, but it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to the GM. It belongs to the guild. It belongs to the raiders. It belongs to the people who work their asses off to get it in there and continue using that gold to, to make the guild progress. There's more to that bank than basically a chest full of, loot. It's not a looting area. It's basically how the guild functions. I remember what we had before we got that damn thing. It was mostly for course pets. Yeah, we know. Oh, for those of you who don't know, I think he pulled out 30,000 gold at one time just for pets, or was it more than that, Core?
It was more, and it took me about 2 months to pay it back.
So yeah, that's the running joke. Yeah, Harley would definitely track you down. Trust me. For those of you who don't know, and I'm going to make, this is not something I've made public, for the bankers. Okay, the bankers do the work. Okay, the reason why we don't worry about our bankers in this guild is because what we found out years ago is that you can't keep a poor banker in a rich bank. Okay, you can't. There's no way. What you do basically, does Cuddles already leave? Okay, yeah, I saw the note. What they do, no problem, Muffin. What they do is they continuously do the auction house. They continuously, run the bank, and their job is just that. I mean, they spend the majority of their guild time for you guys, so they actually get a 25% cut. So, say they put in 100,000 gold this week, and they will. They actually go through a lot. They'll take all the resources they have in the guild bank at their, it's at their disposal, whether it be mats or whatever you guys drop on them, and they'll continuously reach in and out of the bank. And you're wondering, why are they in and out of the bank for so much? Well, it's because they're trying to get the mats rolling in the proper direction. They're trying to keep gold in the bank, along with the mats, making sure you guys have potions and food and so forth at all times for the raiders. So what happens is they'll put at the end of the week all the money that they earn, maybe 100,000 gold, okay, toward the bank. Well, here's the thing, you're only going to receive 75,000 of that. Why? Because they're taking 25% off the top, to basically help keep their pockets lined too, so they're not poor throughout the damn game. For those of you who don't know, I think Tina has what, 14 million that you've topped out on your summary, Granny? Our bankers are some of the richest in the game. Shadowhunters. Shadowhunters, Dead Again, our bankers are the richest. Why? Because we make them that way. That is our bragging rights. Our guild coffers are top and our bankers are rich. And we will never have to worry about raiding or taking care of our raiding and guild. And if we go into a new expansion, we're damn well able to do it. The last expansion we went into, we had another banker by the name of DOG. I think we spent close to, what, 600,000 gold? We were up and running 2 days into the expansion for raiding. And that includes potions and mats. I mean, we went crazy buying everything we could possibly get to make sure we didn't skip a beat.
I like that.
Well, that's how this guild is. I mean, we refuse to be second best. In fact, this guild has had several realm first. The one realm first I wanted was that damn black mount from Encourage. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. But that was back in the day. As far as mounts go, just like Viper, I got my Headless Horseman my first run. And so that's when it first came out.
Lisa says rock on, Dave.
Absolutely. In fact, my first day in, what was that one mount I got, Core?
I literally was going to point that out. That one day when you went into that dungeon that gives the Raven Mount Lord. We were discussing it, and I was like, yeah, I've been trying to get this forever. He goes, oh, really? I haven't tried that yet. He goes in, boom, first try, ever. Never even been in a damn dungeon before. Walks in and gets it. The hell?
So what you're saying is a good thing about Dave not being able to play anymore is rest of us have a chance to get something now?
Mm-hmm. Just keep carrying those lucky rabbit's feet.
Yeah, that's something I didn't tell everybody. A lot of people don't. There is a percentage, okay? If you carry the rabbit's feet from the beginning of your Elwyn Forest runs, there's little rabbit's feet. Everybody just goes ahead and they vendor them. I keep 5. I've always kept 5 on me, and I've always gotten every roll. I've always gotten everything I wanted. My percentage is so much higher when you're with those feet. They don't tell you that in the game, but we found out that actually works. And I've always had those rabbit's feet, and every time I've gone in to get something, I've gotten all the mounts.
Nice.
I'm seriously. Well, I mean, you get them off the the foxes or the coyotes or whatever they are, the wolves down in Elwyn Forest. They're little level 1s. Hold on one second, guys.
Then you see like 20 or 30 guild members running over there.
I have, I think the majority of my alts all have them in their bags.
So you say I need 5. Okay, let me throw on this cloak of coordination. I'm heading over to Stormwind.
That's what
No
I'm
particular
doing.
reason.
All right. The wife wanted to give me a kiss on the way out the door. She's heading to the grocery store, so sorry about that, guys.
I'm looking at the guild list to see how many people joined me in Elven Forest.
But seriously, that's one of the running things that we've been talking about over the years. And for those of you who thought I was joking, you're going to find out real quick I wasn't. You only need 5. It works. Crumb, thank you for coming in the meeting, bud. I'm really glad to see you.
All right, well, if I go get those rabbit's feet and I don't get invincible on my first run, I'm going to be giving you a call.
You go right ahead.
Yeah, but he's not going to know if you got invincible because he won't be able to see it.
So what you're telling me is these rabbit feet will finally allow me, after 158 kills on an Onyxia, to actually get them out? Because I still haven't gotten it.
It'll give you a better chance, is what he's saying.
Well, I tell you what, I got the Kodo, I got the Ram. I mean, you know, as soon as I got into those runs, I mean, it was, you know, I had all my mounts from the beginning.
And where is this?
And it's Elwyn
I'm at
Forest.
Goldshire.
Between Goldshire and Stormwind.
Just start a raid group.
All right.
Everybody be rolling need on rabbit's feet.
Are they bind on account or whatever? I mean, they're just gray or vendor, right?
They're gray vendor.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
they really. A lot of people say they just mean nothing. Well, I'll tell you what. Pick up about 5 of them, keep them in your bag, and that's all I've ever done. So if you've ever talked to me in the past, Cora will tell you this is a story that's been going on since the day I pulled him out of the lake.
Okay. Well, looking at the
They
3
come
people
off
that
of
are.
wolves?
Or should be.
Just regular wolves.
So many in the guild are there.
Oh, geez.
Can Horde get it too?
Absolutely.
Shecky, you're in charge of killing them, getting them all, and fill the first tab of the guild bank with rabbit's feet.
Anybody that doesn't want to go to the trouble of killing them and doing all that, just let me know. I do sell them for 50K each.
Oh, I'll take 20 of those.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go ahead and try to speed this meeting up. I am actually not able to stay here much longer. With that being said, guys, does anybody have any questions for me?
What if I get 200, like a full stack of them?
Okay. We're still worried about, no, 5's enough, and I think over 5 will actually bring your percentage down. I think that's what we had discussed at one time.
And how was this proven?
I don't know, Core.
Because Dave has all the mounts.
Core, tell him. I mean, you've been with me 9 years. Tell him if it's proven or not.
I'll tell him another time.
For those of you who are part of Dead Again, just so you know, Dead Again, like I said, was basically named by my wife. Back to our original conversation, I actually still remember where we were. The conversation was basically like this. My wife's sitting over in the other chair, and we're playing the guild, and she's like, I wish, this guild was like Shadowhunters. I'm like, well, we're not in Shadowhunters, we're in Doctors of Death. She said, well, make a guild over here on the Horde side. Keep in mind, this is back in 2007. And I'm like, well, I said I could. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. She says, well, I said, but I got to come up with a name. I said, I'm really not sure what the name of Horde Guild. And she's over there playing, and she got off on a quest by herself. Usually I'm her healer, and she's a mage, and she just got off on a separate quest line. And all I heard for 30 minutes was, damn it, fuck, dead again, shit, dead again, I'm fucking dead again. She says, you know what, I got a name for your guild. I'm like, go, what do you got? She says, dead again. So our Horde Guild has been since 2007 named Dead Again.
So anything we want, need, or question has to come through Core and Thirsty, correct?
At this point in time, well, it used to be me and Thirsty and Core. Now it's just Core and Thirsty as far as really guild needs.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
It means a lot when it comes to that robot voice.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody showing up for the meeting. But yes, the guild's being turned over to Core. All 3 guilds will be run by Core. So if you have any questions, get with Core as far as your guild's concerned. Raiding, depending on who your raid boss is, please get with your raid boss.
I ran into 5 freaking guildies out here.
Dude, I know it's like swamp.
Other than that, any other questions that's not related to me leaving the guild?
No, I don't know if everybody heard or read what Jeff put in, but he did record the meeting and he will be posting in YouTube for any guild members that were not able to make it. And he will post those on Facebook, the links. Thank you, Jeff.
Just make sure you cut out that part about the rabbit's feet.
Core, I think this is the most unorganized meeting I think I've ever hosted.
Hey, Dave, just a second. You're not leaving the guild.
Actually, I have instructions.
No,
to take him
you
in
better
from
not. Shaq has instructions when 3 months comes up to remove my tunes.
I'm not sure I'll follow the instructions, but I have them.
That's okay.
No,
You're
Dave.
not leaving the guild, Dave.
I've got instructions to remove Dave if Shaq has decided not to.
No, you just make a new rank for Dave, period.
But I don't know if I can do it
give
either.
Give him like an
See, I'm
honorary
not the
rank,
only
you
one.
know, an honorary title rank.
Fallen hero. There you
Yeah, exactly.
Messiah.
You guys do what you want to do. Just know that, like I said, you know, I'm here for you guys if you need me. So just give me a phone call if you guys need me. Core and Thirsty and many of the others here have my phone number, so I'm not more than a phone call away. I'm just not going to be in game with you.
You'll be really missed.
I just wanted to comment. I'm a new member in the guild, and this is my first time meeting you, I believe. So nice meeting you. But from my perspective, the guild I was in before, I was a GM, and I gave it up kind of for some of the same reasons that you're leaving, as I understand it. So I know the position you're in and how difficult this is for you, because it was for me. And I wish you well, sir.
Well, we'll see how I turn out.
And to add on to that, buddy, just so everybody
I just got
does
one, by the
know
way.
is Evo
Yeah,
was
one.
actually-
One. Hey guys, let's not talk about the things, the rabbit's feet in here, okay, for right now.
Just to add on to what Eva said, Eva was
I wanna
actually
say something.
GM of my guild, and I'd like everybody to see how, you know, I'm now the GM of the guild he ran, and how just because he's not GM anymore, the connection and the, you know, contact can still stay in place, like with me and a lot of our members.
Well, like I said, for those of you who need any history on the guild, it's short and sweet. Like I said, just go over to the website over on WildWiki, and it'll give you an idea of our longevity and our success as a guild. If that doesn't convince you, then go over to what's it called? Realm something. I gotta look it up.
Wild Progress.
Wild Progress. Yeah, well, Wild Progress, number one, will tell you, you know, basically how the guilds are running. I mean, our raiders are doing a phenomenal job, which has got to say something for our raid leaders. And that's Horde and Alliance.
I just want to say that you're going to be truly missed, and I hope you do come on Mumble so we can get updates and talk to you, and I'll pray for you, and that your pain goes away. And that's all I want to say.
Yeah, and I have one thing to say. I've only talked to you once or twice, but you seemed like a great guy when I did, and it's sad to hear that you were leaving.
Thank you very much. Hold on, Thirsty's sending me a text. Hold on. Apparently, he's saying he's showing that the terminal are not known yet. He's not sure what the hell's going on. May need to remove his tune out of the mumble. Hold on a second.
We had that problem yesterday with who was it? Somebody. They had to restart everything in order to come back in.
All right, I'll kick him, see if he can log back on. Hold on. Okay, well, he's out. Good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No,
Great
we
soul.
don't want to hear you.
Welcome.
Dave, kick him back out. We don't want to hear him anymore.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you couldn't get in, Thirsty. Sorry. I'll respond to that here in a little bit.
Okay.
Basically, guys, like I said, anything going on, you have your raid leaders, you have your you have your GM, basically over all the 3 of the guilds. You have your raid leaders for each guild, and you have your raid boss, okay, for each guild. So everything should run normal. I appreciate all your prayers, appreciate all your uplifting words and so forth, but we really need to just focus on the guild and keep things running. If you want to make me happy, you want to continue my legacy, you want to make me happy, that's the best way to do it.
I live to make you happy, Dave.
I know you do, Billy.
Except I probably can't kick you out.
I tell you what, you and Core decide what you want to do on that, and I'll honor it, okay?
If anybody kicks you out of that guild, they're gonna get a good swift kick in the ass from me. Doesn't happen.
So, I'll tell you what, a little story about your new GM. Where did I find you at, Core? Was it Darkshore?
Darkshore.
Tell him how I found you, buddy.
I was drowning. Because I couldn't figure out how to swim.
No, you know what? Walter found me in Darkshore pissed off because I couldn't figure out how to swim underwater.
That's exactly what happened. I couldn't figure out how to swim. I kept trying and drowning. And all of a sudden this night elf comes floating up on me and he's like, what you doing? I said, I fucking hate this fucking game. It keeps drowning me. So he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll give you a hand. And, we've been together ever since.
Core joined the guild, and he's been here ever since. I mean, he's just been part of the family and worked his way up through the ranks, and just him and Zenman and Syndria and Calexis and Luminox, and I can name names all day long, trust me.
Well, at least you didn't have to buy them.
Well, I bought you. I like I said, good purchase too, I think.
You know, the sad thing is, Dave, that Core's still wearing the damn floaties.
Oh, jeez. As a matter of fact, Dirty, I bought, what was that? Terra. That was a really cool sounding guild, too. What was that? What was the name of that Terra? Well, basically, I ended up buying the guild for like 60,000 gold. And the funny story behind that, guys, is we were buying guilds for a little while there for Granny, so she would have room for all the mats and materials and stuff like that before we actually got the garrisons. And that, I think, was in MOP expansion. And there were a lot of people that were giving up their guilds that had 7 and 8 tabs, and I was buying up those because we really needed them for everything that we had going on. I mean, we had a lot of mats flowing through. I guess Thirsty didn't want to hear the rest of that story.
I did. I'm in and out. I don't know why it keeps shutting off.
So what we did is I bought this guild, and this guy sold it to me. He says, I got this guild for cheap, 60,000. It has 8 tabs. I'm like, hey man, thanks. So I bought it and I put a tune in it, and I went over to check the make sure I had everything I was supposed to get with it over at the bank. And as I'm going through the tabs, I'm watching guild chat, and it's just busting loose. And I'm like, I have people in here? And I looked in there and I had over 900 members in the guild. I just bought a guild with 900 members. I'm like, this wasn't supposed to happen. I don't need this many people. I've already got a full guild.
Did you kick out all the boomkins? Because I would have done that first.
So what I did basically is I looked it over. I think Thirsty was there to help with that one. Thirsty and a few other people came over to kind of help me out with it. Tina did. And we started going through trying to find people that were active in the guild. And we tried to get all the active members over to Shadowhunters, and those that weren't active or had been off for months and so forth, we started doing the removals. And basically we ended up breaking the guild down, and those who wanted to be with us, we brought them over. Those who didn't, we got them out. And those that, of course, wouldn't leave regardless, unfortunately, we used Mort. And Mort has this little macro. I don't know how the hell it works. I think he got it from Curse. All he's got to do is hit one button, and I think there was 400 people left in the guild we just couldn't do anything with. Literally, we're gone in less, I mean, you could just see it just kicking them out. It took literally less than 5 seconds to remove 400 people. It was amazing. I was just, wow, they're gone. Mort's like, yeah, I want to use that again. Buy another guild.
And Shaq doesn't have this button?
He threatens to use that every other raid, by the way, Dave.
Shaq needs to talk to Mort to get this button.
Right?
For those of you who know Mort is one of our new co-GMs. He has been our IT guy for the longest time, so those of you who have any problems with your Mumble or any issues in Mumble or would like to get your ranks fixed in Mumble, you're going to have to go through Mort. And unfortunately, right now, Mort is having some family issues that he's trying to resolve, and he'll get back with you guys as soon as he possibly can. And guys, I think I've reached my limit, so I apologize, but I'm going to have to get off the computer.
All right, get out of here and have a good day.
We love you.
Cheers, man. Have a good day, Dave.
Have a great one, Dave.
See you, Dave. Nice to talk to you again.
Bye, Dave.
See you, Dave.
Lots of hugs, big brother.
All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you for showing up for the meeting. I really appreciate it. And Core, I don't have to say good luck because I know you're really good at it too. So take it easy, man, and take care of your people. Just like I have.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Take care, Dave.
Take care, bud.
Thanks, guys.
You put together a really good organization, so good luck to you.
Well, it's in good hands, guys.
Still waiting for the April Fool's part to kick in.